Alright, welcome everybody to our third game of the night. Going to be Breaking Bard on the red side and Industrious Gaming on the blue side. I'm Anson, your wonderful host of this tournament game. With me casting is Dave.
What's going on, ladies and gents?
And White and Nerdy 42.
Good evening, everybody.
Alright, we got bands Sejuani, Kalista, Rek'Sai, Zed, LeBlanc, Zillion. You know, Sejuani did not do well at all last week. I think every single game Sedge was in, they ended up losing. So
it's a curse of the X-Smithy. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. I second that.
The Zillion ban is what I like to see right there.
I think that Zillion ban was well-deserved after last week.
That Zillion was so scary, I didn't know what to do half the time, but the Gragas pickup, I want to note real quick, is a great pickup for IG for the Sunset. When you look at it, Mashari is like top 3 champions right now, or what? Gragas, Rek'Sai, Lee Sin, and you can even throw Nunu there, because he does play Nunu here often. And the Gragas is a good takeaway, and as well as banning the Rek'Sai, you're kind of forcing him to play this Nunu or like Lee Sin, or honestly, I think he could play about anything, but in reality, those are kind of his like top 4 junglers at the moment. So it's a good plan to take away the Gragas. Plus, Gragas is like the new Lee Sin in the sense of his capabilities as a jungler. You know, he has this really good gank potential. He can farm really well, and on top of that, he just doesn't die in the jungle. So I love Gragas right now in the meta. I feel like he's a first pick, first ban type of champion when it comes to junglers. But the Scion pickup, I wonder if that's top or jungle.
Well, earlier tonight we did see Mashari take that Scion jungle, and then we actually saw it last game as well. So I feel like, just judging from this general trend, it will be Mashari on it in the jungle, but we'll see.
Yeah, even Odin's son picked it up earlier today and had a pretty significant. It was Odin's son that played Scion, and Mashari played Rek'Sai. Yeah. Either way, the Rek'Sai ban is well needed. His Rek'Sai was phenomenal, especially his early game and the pressure he had on the map, especially near the bot side.
Lulu and Hecarim now for Industrious Gaming. I really like that because Lulu can speed up Hecarim, give him a little more AD, plus a little more engage power. That's pretty nice to have, Altair.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Where do you think the Lulu is going to end up heading, though? Are we going to see
support? I feel like it's going to be fit best in the support role at the moment. Granted, we could definitely see a good Lulu mid, and then you add on like a Janna or like a Morgana in the support role, and then you have this protect the AD comp with the Hecarim and Gragas thrown in there, and you have a lot of peel with the Gragas as well. So, but at the moment, I feel like Simram has shown pretty well that he could play Lulu. I think he has like about 2 games on Lulu support at the moment, so it's definitely something I can see happening.
Yeah, I think Simram's
Lee Sin,
quite a variety of supports, and plenty of things open for him to take. And Lulu, like you said, I think really fits well with the Hecarim, and just an all-around great support.
So it looks like, depending on what Slash Prue picks here, there's an AD carry to be picked in either a mid lane or a support. Looks like it's going to be jungle Gragas, Hecarim top. So we're just waiting on the mid pick here for Splash Prue.
You know, with IG, you sometimes don't even know what to expect. It can easily be a Gragas mid lane, Lulu top, Hecarim jungle. I mean,
right?
You really don't know at this point.
Yeah, I think Hecarim top is. I'm of the very firm opinion that Hecarim top is much stronger than Hecarim jungle, and so I would believe in that. Ooh. Whoa.
Shaco. Uh-oh. Whoa.
That was a last-second pick.
Uh-oh. Something happened.
Something went down there. We'll figure out what it is, guys. We will be back shortly.
Alright, back in the Champ Select, we might as well talk about the picks since we know it's what the picks are, in a sense. Let's young Lee Sin, Mashari, back on the Lee Sin, which is pretty interesting in my opinion.
Yep, and plus we have I'm pretty hyped to this Hecarim. I must say, whatever role it is, it does wind up being in the Splash Brute. Certainly does like cycling over some crazy champions.
I got excited about the Shaco myself.
Sorry.
My dreams were dashed. No, I hate Shaco, I really do, but...
Who
he's
doesn't,
he's
really?
like Teemo. When he's on your team, he's bad. When he's on the other team, he's wrecking you.
He's bad. But
Especially if he
wrecking
has a
you.
skin.
Yeah. Well, I have like 3 Shaco skins, doesn't mean I'm good at the champion.
But despite
League
that,
pay to win confirmed.
I did want to see something different come out, so... Oh well. We'll have to wait. Maybe he did want to play Shaco. We still have 5... No.
A Mumu.
Aw.
Wow.
So Amumu's new. Amumu's a little different. Not something we see a lot of. The tank
The
jungler
first time
meta
it was picked.
still a thing. I think Amumu's pretty strong now with the introduction of Cinderhulk. I don't think he's quite up there with the god tier of the tank junglers, but where's that going to leave the Gragas to go?
I'm thinking right now, Gragas
Gragas
support, Lulu mid, Amumu jungle.
Yeah, I'm a little...
I have
okay,
no idea.
Yeah, yes, no. He is right. Gragas support, Lulu mid, or it can even be a Gragas mid. It really depends because this is Splash Pro, so you really don't know what he is going to play.
Yeah, I don't like Gragas mid obviously ever since that rework. Not the same.
It might even be a mid. Like this is Splash Pro. You
True.
really don't know, and apparently
Could be Vayne mid.
I mean, yeah.
Kidding. But...
I mean, people are saying Amumu mid in chat because apparently that's what he plays. So you never know.
Interesting though. So right now Mashari does have Scion, and Slaking in the top lane has Lee Sin.
I wonder how that's going to turn up.
Yeah, we'll
And
see.
It looks like it is a Amumu mid. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
Although full AP Amumu, I've heard, can do some ridiculous things.
Dude,
Last
man.
time I happened.
Sick.
Yeah, if he's going for that though. Speaking of Nunu, full AP Nunu is one of the true terrors of League of Legends.
we did cast an in-house a while back with a full AP Mumu coming out of the jungle, and it just shreked people. It was.
Well, that's what AP Nunu. My personal, I was playing Nunu at a Nemesis draft once, and I just had my bot lane lead the enemy bot lane into a bush, and then they both died.
That's always fun to do. I mean, his armor his shredding overall potential is pretty high, but the only problem I could see is in the early game really surviving that mid lane. So I mean, I'm excited just because it isn't Splash Brew. He always surprises us with these off meta picks, but it's not like he plays them just to play them. He actually is he actually plays everything in the mid lane almost to perfection. I would say. I mean, you can't always be perfect, but I mean, he plays these off-meta picks very well. He's like the power of evil of House Party 5v5 in the sense of he plays these troll mid picks because he can.
And just for the record, Mashari is actually on Lee Sin.
Which is great to see it back on his original champion.
Yeah, I also like, we've seen a lot of Orianna. I think it was mentioned a couple of games ago that Orianna seems to be the flavor of the month around here. Really good, strong champion, especially with the engage coming out of Scion. Are you able to shield Tibbers?
We talked about this last time, and I think we can. You can.
Let me. I'm gonna go look it up.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think it's champion only.
Unfortunately, I think that's the case. Otherwise, that would just be so much fun.
That would be pretty broken, to be honest, once you think about it, because you would, yeah.
You get a 5-man stun with an any Tibbers and then just throw a ball on top of it.
5-man shockwave into a 5-man unstoppable onslaught, and then you have an ADC that can just do piercing damage and culling. I mean, it's just so much damage. That would be redonkulous.
It's already going to be pretty ridiculous for Breaking Bard at this point. It's pretty much what you said. That's the setup right there. even the stun's going to last long enough after the Tibbers drop that Hoi Hoi can send the command move ball into the middle of the stun group and have plenty of time to pull off the shockwave before anybody comes out of the stun and flash away.
Yeah, one thing I guess we haven't talked much about is Liquid Swords is on Bane. That could be, we've seen Bane's absolutely demolished just with a slight lead, and we've seen Bane's be not so effective. So I think a lot of the CM is going to hinge on bot lane. See if Kuro can keep Liquid down.
Well, we'll see how it turns out.
Alright.
We're going to head into our break here, and we will be back as soon as we hit the rift. Stick around, guys. More to come.
Alright, good evening, House Party 5v5, Game 3 of the night. Industrious Gaming versus Breaking Bard. And with me today, I have my friend, White Nerdy, who's indeed a nerd, and very white. So,
That is one of the most accurate descriptions of me I have heard in recent memory, so.
the only question is, what does the 42 stand for? The
Well,
answer
you see,
to life?
the answer to the great question
everything?
the answer to the great question of life, the universe, and everything.
Oh my god, I think we just became best friends.
Weren't we already?
Yeah, no, really, let's be honest here.
A little invade coming out here from Industrious Gaming, moving into the game. I know,
Yeah,
boring,
yeah, I mean,
boring.
come on,
but-
he doesn't like the obvious answer to, the answer to everything, the universe and the meaning of life and all that shaz.
Ooh, slaking. Ooh, he might be in trouble. He's walking across like 2 different wards. Yeah, he's walked across 2 so far. Let's see if he can find all of them. They
So-
know where he is.
I wonder how much Gatorade paid Riot to make that skin.
Which skin?
Yeah, the Super Fan Gragas, he has a big Gatorade thing underneath his...
So he does. Although I don't think it actually says. I'm scrolling in. I don't see an actual G.
Oh,
So it's
oh.
a generic sport wrangler.
All right. Well, Gatorade, become our sponsors because I called it out.
All right.
This is
Thank you,
this is
Gatorade.
spooky. I can't. I'm like. I'm just. I can't. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Yeah, did Justin take red buff? Looks like Slaking is going to be able to get the Raptors. No, no, maybe not. He was hoping for the execute kill. The splash with the bandage toss connects, but he's just going to have to back off. That's going to set Slaking way behind, though.
And one thing I am going to note: this is the first, most likely first one we have casted, but the first lane swap of House Party 5v5. We have the Vayne going and literally going to the top lane, which Slacking is taking wolves, but really slowly.
Yeah, he's going to die. He's going to get the extra damage.
Life and all that, but
Mashari is going to trade the red buff back, so they did know that Poseidon took that red. But now here he comes. He's going to get the stun onto Hoi Hoi. He's also going to get the slow, but Slasher misses the bandage toss. That's just going to be damage onto Hoi Hoi, no kills. And Mashari might be looking for a dive or a gank onto Potato, but
yeah, they're definitely looking towards it with them going toward the Krugs right there, and Potato being on a tower, only being level 1. I mean, granted, he did go Ignite, which, you know, if you go into a lane swap like this, you should probably take, you know, Smite, especially as Hecarim, since Ignite is not very useful, and I think that was a little bit poor planning, but Splash Brew taking a lot of damage from this Orianna in the mid lane. I mean, he did start Dorn's Shield to have a little bit of a, you know, skin. I can't. Oh man, I can't even. I was trying my hardest not to laugh about that, but no.
So something's actually interesting is that both top laners are going to be pretty behind, not only because of the lane swap, but also because, like, we saw Slaking not able to take the Raptors. He was forced to take Wolves a couple minutes later. Well, Potato couldn't actually finish his own Raptors. He only took the 3 little ones and then realized he was going to die, so he had to back off.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Downside to having, you know, not taking Smite, but Gragas is trolling around the bot lane near bot. About to maybe walk. Oh no, just throwing a quick ward over near Dragon to see if Lee Sin soloing it or anything of that nature. I'm kind of expecting a dive to happen right here. Yeah, as you can see. One thing to know is Slacking does not have TP, so they really have to play this correctly here. And
Potato just
take a lot of damage there.
Yeah, Potato's actually just able to run away. Mashari might misses the Sonic Boom. That's unfortunate. Mashari did counter jungle the entire bottom side of Industrious Gaming's jungle, took away the Krugs, finished off the Big Raptor, and took the red buff. So that's going to possibly set Poseidon a little bit behind. And, I mean, so far it is only about 300 gold in favor of Breaking Bard. Most of that probably in mid lane CS. Splashbird is doing what he can, but look at his health.
Yeah, he has to back up to that. And to be honest, IG, you know, they forced this lane swap, but they're really... It kind of backfired a little bit. Mashari was able to take really... Like you said, he was able to take control of that bot side jungle very well. And, you know, force Potato to farm heavily underneath the tower. And, I mean, granted, the Vayne's going to have a good amount of farm, but Kuro Sakai is already ahead in farm over Liquid Swords. So
yeah, I think the one big advantage then of lane swapping for Industrious Gaming is that they do avoid the 2v2 between Vayne and Lucian, because Vayne versus Lucian is really just not a fair fight early. Kuro Sakai would have incredibly outdueled Liquid. And so, from that standpoint, it is reasonable to do the lane swap, but as you mentioned, they are falling behind, I think. Simram just trying to whimsy Slaking not allow him to get farm.
Yeah, they're really just, you know, playing this a little bit differently than what you would expect. But Lee Sin is soloing Dragon at the moment. If you know, scroll over there real quick, and that's Lee Sin kind of do that, which is pretty awesome. But now, Poseidon, uh-oh.
Yeah, Poseidon might know something's up because he did ward there earlier. Oh, but he's not actually going to use the ward over Dragon. He doesn't expect it, so Mashari and Breaking Bard are going to be able to pick up first Dragon of the game.
Oh, just a barrel, which is a second too late. I mean, if he threw that over the wall, it would have been a lot better.
Now, it is possible Poseidon could come in for a gank here, but I don't know what you're going to do when all you have is a Potato, and he's only level 5.
And he is a potato. So I mean,
Yeah, there must be some Portal 2 reference in there too.
yeah, that's you know, you're
I've
too
never
nerdy
played
for me,
Portal 2.
man. I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Oh, sorry.
But I was just notified that Acme Corporation also did a lane swap. I thought it in my back head that someone else did, but for some reason this is the first one I've casted, so I thought it was the first one of House
Yeah.
5v5.
It's definitely not a very common occurrence because I mean a big feature of our games are those 2v2 lanes, especially with featuring really prominent AD carries like Ben or people who we like seeing, and so
Yeah.
it's reasonable.
One
Tower
thing to
goes
note
down.
is that Liquid Swords in Simmer have yet to even really. I mean, they're almost on hitting the tower, but Kuro Sakai and Flynar were able to get that tower a lot quicker than what you would expect. So definitely a thing to note there. And one thing also to take note of is that Splash Brew is only down 10 CS after you get pushed in this lane by Hoi Hoi, which is pretty impressive once you think about it. Because I mean, he's really getting bullied pretty hard.
goes the
Every time
tower.
he even like walks up to take a CS, it's just like, yeah, no. And
Yeah, whenever we look over, Splash Brew is sitting at right about a third health. As you said, though, the lane swap did seem to backfire for Industrious Gaming. They forced it, but then they lost their tower first, and Liquid Swords is down 10-15 CS to Kuro. So, might not have been the wisest decision. And it's another 10 CS in the top laner, slaking to Potato. So, interesting choice from IG. We'll see how it pans out as we move into the mid to late game.
the one positive side to it, or at least Breaking Bard had a good idea of what they expect. Like most teams, if you throw a lane swap at them out of nowhere, they're gonna either be clueless or they're gonna somehow win it just because they get lucky along the lines. But Breaking Bard really showed up. They're like, "Oh, you're lane swapping? Okay, we'll take advantage of this," and they took advantage of the lane swap very well too. I mean, it was pretty impressive how Bishari, like we've already noticed, this like take control of bot side jungle. Lucian, Fly and Kuro were able to push in the lane super hard to get the tower before Swords, and Slacking was able to really keep up with the farm compared to Potato.
Yeah, and I guess another part of that would be that. Ooh, first of all, Shockwave coming out. Splash Brew also gets Tipper Stun. That's gonna be first blood coming out for Mashari. Breaking Bard really all participating there. Shockwave plus a stun Tippers. Ooh, the flash kick now from Mashari. That is my favorite move on Lee Sin because it's impressive to see and fun to pull off.
Yeah, who doesn't like flash kicking? I'm too slow to actually do the ward kick, so.
Exactly. Well, you don't flash kick, you kick flash.
No, that's too hard for me. Come on.
Could be a second tower actually going out, but Potato going hard on Slacking up in the top lane. Slacking's forced to ult away. His top onslaught burned just for that. He is going to get away, but this shows the power of the Hecarim in just about any in this matchup in particular.
Poseidon. Ooh, wow. and they
Ooh,
all come
flash
out.
curse of the Sad Mummy doesn't actually get anyone down. I don't know what he was really trying to do there. We'll find out. Does force a flash out of Hoi Hoi. The flash body slam from Poseidon. Mashari is taken pretty low. Liquid taking one more auto, and the bandage toss will actually do it. So that's a kill traded back. Still 3,000 gold up for Breaking Ball.
Yeah, they were able to get both mid towers, which is pretty impressive. I mean, they were able to just take advantage. Like I said, Breaking Bard knows how to take advantage of the game, and that just shows one of the main reasons. This moment, I mean, I have like 3 Amumu skins, but this is the one Amumu skin I've yet to get, and it is so much fun.
Yeah,
It's so awesome.
This game is so interesting right now, just because it's so back and forth. Like we saw Breaking Bar just shove, take 2 mid towers, and then they overstayed, and so Industrious Gaming said, "Fine, we'll kill you. We'll come take a mid tower."
Yeah. I also want to note that I think as a top laner jungler, the most demoralizing thing you can ever do is ult away as Scion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the most terrifying thing to hear, even if you're on the other side of the map, just hearing the sounds. But like, if you have to use it to get away from someone, that's just scary. Poseidon almost still that blue buff away.
Yeah, Mashari though, with the extra execute damage plus the smite, is going to be able to grab it.
The good thing about the edge you get out of that, though, is that it forces the blue buff not on the Orianna, which is actually really good, because having a blue buff on Orianna at this point in the game is pretty scary when it comes down to it.
For sure. One more thing about the lane swap. Probably less thing I'm going to say about it. But just kind of IG went for it, even though also Slaking on Scion has quite a bit more wave clear than a Hecarim does. With the Decimating Smash, which he opted to max, is a ton of wave clear.
Yeah, and Hecarim is actually... if Hecarim goes Smite, he's able to really sit in the top lane a little bit more when it comes to a lane swap. But without the Smite, in having Ignite, he really didn't have any of the kill pressure you would want with having the Ignite in the top lane. So it really... I think not taking the Smite was a big factor in this game right here.
Jeez, I feel like you almost feel like he should have taken Smite.
I don't know. I don't know. I think he may have. Nope, not close enough. Another dragon going over to Breaking Bard here.
They were only 12 minutes in. Ooh, Splash Purple. I don't know if he really wanted to hit that banish shot. He is going to curse the Saturn. He's going to get Wild Growth. He, though, is very likely to drop here. All it takes, he is an auto attack from Mashari. Third kill of the game for Breaking Bard, and they're not done. They're going on to Poseidon. That's another kill. Double kill for Mashari on the Lee Sin. We were excited about the Lee Sin for good reason, it seems.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Mashari and his Lee Sin. Everyone always talks about how, you know, you could ban out everything else but that, and it'll be fine. But it's nice to see him play his Lee Sin and show up people saying, you know, he's actually a good, you know, Lee Sin player, which I've always said he is. It's just people always say he isn't, but. You know,
I mean, I think Mashari is a really pretty darn good player overall. He has a very he's a pretty diverse champion pool, and he's just been able to hit. I mean, his mechanics have shined pretty throughout Breaking Bard's very good season so far.
Yeah. I mean, definitely in my book, I think he is probably the best jungler at the moment in House Party 5v5. At least, like I said, for my moment,
Potato jumping onto the bot lane here. Liquid Swords is ulting, but he's just going to get erased. However, they are going to trade a kill back onto Fly Knight. Potato is here, Poseidon is here, but then now the teleport is coming in from Slaking. This is a 3v3 that I don't think IG wants. Poseidon is going to go down. Kuro Sakai picking up the kill. That is another fight in favor of Breaking Bard.
Oh man, there's a reason why you don't eat food before you cast. You just keep on yawning.
So it's on to 40 CS in the mid lane. So the mid lane of Mumu maybe not a smart pick, especially for laning phase.
Yeah, so let's move on. One thing to note is that Lee Sin has yet to finish his jungler item. But he also has a Raptor's Cloak.
Could be building into a Zizzarat portal is what I immediately think when I see Raptor Cloak.
Last time he built like Record, he caught a troll, and he's gonna... I'm expecting a post on the Reddit very soon about how Zizzarat portal is a very good item on these.
I mean, I actually... to be fair, I actually like Wrecker as an item as well. I think it's a good situational item for dive comps, but... I might be
Zizzarat portal. You can't defend that item. I mean,
Zizzarat portal is a very good tank item. I would posit if you put it in the right place, then it can do quite a bit of work, especially when comboed with something like Commander of Command, which we've seen a few times already in House Party.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. I would have to be convinced very hard. Every time I see that item, I just find it looks like a troll item to me. And I mean, it's so you would, like you said, you would have to find the right place to put it, and that's definitely a problem with it. Liquid Swords, Slacking just kind of.
Yeah, Liquid Swords versus Slacking here, but Liquid Swords does have the red buff. He just sidestepped the Decimating Smash. One more auto, and yeah, that Unstoppable Onslaught doesn't matter. That's a kill for Liquid Swords. That's pretty big for Industrious Gaming getting a kill onto Vayne.
Well, get these kills hopping on the Vayne, granting he has 2 assists, but the other one that he almost got, very beneficial. Ooh,
I thought he was in the bush. He's not.
That's why you always go underneath your tower before you back if you're gonna back.
Yeah. And Liquid Swords feels comfortable farming out this wave versus Hoi Hoi. He just doesn't want to get caught in a shockwave. He does have the tower shield. He has a tumble. He has a Borg. Not active, but he's okay. Top lane, Potato's just going to run away. Breaking Bard has eyes on the tower. Not a good killing.
Yeah, and almost got him. That was actually a missed shockwave. I don't know if you saw that in the bot lane. Trying to catch out the... Yeah, he missed the shockwave completely and almost killed Liquid, but not there just yet. Breaking Bard really went into the top tower. They're trying to take any tower that they can at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that that's a good idea at this phase of the game. They want to get as big a gold lead as possible without caring about what's on the map, just because, like, when Liquid Swords is starting to get kills, he's proving that he can come back pretty well, and so he's, like, Breaking Bard just wants to try to snowball their lead as fast and as strong and as possible before he can get up to a point where he is that scary hypercarry vein that everyone talks about.
Alright, well, slacking. Poseidon's like, that is my war. That was pretty fun.
Saves the wars.
But one thing to note that Poseidon was actually looking to make sure that, trying to figure out what the dragon timer is, which is pretty good for his team because they really need to know when that next dragon's up.
Yeah, at this rate, if Breaking Bard is able to get this will be the third dragon, around 18.5 minutes, which is a good time to get some nice movement speed. Oh no! Early smite by Poseidon.
Just a little bit too early.
Oh, what a shame.
Hoi Hoi being able to pick it up was pretty beneficial.
Yeah, that would have been very, very big for Industrious Gaming, just to get that extra vision on Dragon. As it is, they're gonna have to settle for wards. Almost leaking, almost.
Well, that pink word. I don't know if that was worthy of putting down there.
Oh, I think he missed the bush. I'm not sure. I think that red ward missed the bush there, but I'm not sure. Right here, Breaking Bard has decided to aggro the dragon. Poseidon looks like he kind of wants to go in for a steal, but Mashari is Lee Sin, who has that excellent smiting power. They lose vision. Nice play by Mashari, though. Just a ward jumping and hopping right back.
That was pretty funny to watch. Uh-oh.
Now, this is really odd. I would say, I don't know who's caught where. Splashproof hitting a 3-man curse inside Mummy, followed up by a great onslaught of shadows by Potato. But I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, 3-man shockwave. That almost single-handedly won the fight right there. We'll see what happens. That's 2 men down already. Breaking Bard is taking a big lead. If they can get Simram, that's going to be 4. No, that'll be 5. They've already taken down 4. That could be an ace thanks to a amazing 4-man shockwave coming out of Hoi Hoi. And he is going to be able to finish off Simram. Someone's going to finish off Simram.
Or is he?
There we go.
Wow. That was a great... I mean, they got stuck between a Scion and a tower, and I don't know which one you would want to run to, so...
Yeah, I'm a little confused there at IG's motives. They knew that Breaking Bard was taking Dragon, so they kind of started pushing mid. But all Breaking Bard had to do was just swing in and start pressure and start pincering them into the tower. And so all in all, just Industrious Gaming just got stomped.
Well, IG had a good plan. They were like, okay, well, if we're going to lose Dragon, we're going to push mid. But the problem was that they waited way too long to actually start it. You know, they pushed in when Dragon was already dead. So, you know, if they just went for the mid tower instead of, you know, just gave up Dragon, that would have been a little bit different. But instead they were, you know, twiddling their thumbs and trying to figure out if they would want to try to steal this Dragon or fight there, and then they just took way too long to actually, you know, decide if they wanted to or not. So, but either way.
And they were even ready to fight. They were even ready to fight. It was a 3-man flash ult from Splashproof, hitting that curse outside Mummy, followed up by a very nice 2 or 3-man onslaught of shadows from Potato. But unfortunately, Shockwave is a little bit more important.
Yeah, they just got, you know, I just noticed this. Ohm-Wrecker is finished by Lee Sin. It is a very troll item. Apricot, do not build it.
I disagree, Apricot. I'm
just saying that for when Apricot rewatches this VOD. I'm calling him out.
I know. I'm telling you, I wholeheartedly support this decision. And I could give you a very long list of reasons why, but if we have a break in the action or a pause or something like that, I will.
Yeah,
give
it was
it,
just. I mean, we'll just read Apricot's thread.
Well, I agree with many of the parts in that. When you're so ahead like this, you're going to be wanting to pressure underneath inhibitor towers when you're starting to pressure inhibitors, especially right after you get Baron. And so something that can not only give you movement speed by the turrets for more luck at a dive, but also disable the turrets is great. Simrim might go down here. It's only Mashari and Fly Knight though. Mashari and Fly Knight might be making a mistake. Nice explosive cast, but a culling from the backline is doing a lot of damage. Fly Knight will still drop. Poseidon picks up that kill. Mashari and Kuro are just trying to disengage now.
That was a little risky coming out from Mashari and Fly Knight.
Oh, Kuro not able to dash down the shadows. He does get himself in a good position, so he can go underneath the tower. All it would take is one more Vayne auto attack. That's not going to do it. Mashari, though, jumping onto Potato, and Kuro turning it around. They're going to pick up the kill.
Yeah, the TP coming out from Slacking kind of stopped that dive real quick, and they knew it was a mistake as soon as they saw that TP come out.
IG thought they had a good thing going with that dive, but then it just turned bad.
Oh, Poseidon got the jungle camp worth, right?
Absolutely, no more denying that. Mashari kind of sitting up at the top bush, cutting off any escape routes. Surprised he doesn't just dive in and Omrecker the turret so they can get a good fight.
I want to see this happen. I want to see it be useful.
I'm ready. Well, I mean, it's like Bard's ult. Like, here he goes. He's going in on it. He hasn't actually used Omrecker. He's just gonna get demolished. I don't think he expected so much CC coming out.
Well, the Omrecker didn't help him at all there.
He didn't use it.
Yeah, true. And that's why you press. That's why you make sure it's on the right key, kids.
Oh, another nice finish toss hit by Splash Brew. He thinks better of going any further and just backs off. He does have Curse of the Sad Mummy available. Only does like.
He has 8 stacks of his rod right now. So he's almost there. But he does have his Sork Boots, and I think he's going for a Rylai's next, so he's actually going to start doing a good amount of damage once you think about it.
Of course, right now, so far, he is still 2,500 gold behind a Athene parts needlessly Rabadon Sork Shoes Oriana. But
yeah, Oriana has a lot of gold on top of him right now. So it's pretty impressive. I mean, granted, he was bullied out of lane really hard when it came to the laning phase. He just sat underneath the tower and just got chunked every single time Oriana had her command attack and combo up to be able to do some damage to him.
Yeah, another dragon is right about to come up. This is just like such dominant control of objectives across the map by Breaking Bard. And now they're just setting up a death bush, begging IG to walk into it.
If anyone, I think if anyone walks into it, it might end up being Potato or Splash. Kuro's in a weird spot.
Kuro's in trouble. I don't know why he didn't just run back towards the rest of his team. Mashari getting ready. Kuro doesn't need help though. He can just take down Potato right away. Splashproof taking the brunt of the culling. He's going to be able to back off. Potato's down, and that means that IG might have to give up yet another dragon.
The only upside is that Potato, actually, I looked at that wrong. I thought Potato had TP, but since he doesn't have TP, he can't, do a classic home guard.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny though, because we thought Kuro was in a really bad spot, but it turned out he was able to take down Miss Smite there.
That was really well done by Mashari. He war jumped over the wall, kicked Poseidon away, and then went back to the dragon and was able to smite it. He was seriously securing to make sure Poseidon would not even attempt to steal the dragon.
Yeah,
Very
funnily enough, he actually missed the smite, but they secured the dragon, so.
Yeah. That would have been a pretty funny play if he actually missed the smite and it was stolen by something else, even though he made that little play of kicking away Poseidon.
Yeah, so according to the Nerdy and Dave meter, by the way, IG should be winning this game. They are winning in Righteous Glories 1-0.
Oh, yep, easily 1-0 right there.
That should be the game.
Well, actually, no. Annie does have a Righteous Glory, so it is 1-1 right now.
No, never mind. It's 1-1. All right, now either team could win, so it makes sense.
Just need one more Righteous Glory and they will secure this game in the bag.
Ooh, Mashari getting ready to steal yet another thing. He does just get Polymorph. He can't get out. Oh, Fly Knight steals.
Ooh, Fly Knight with the classic Annie steal.
That's so nice for an Annie, too.
Yeah, I mean, having a blue buff, you lower cooldown, more stuns happening during the fight. Very, well done. Be able to steal that away. Person I would want it on, unlike I don't want to say a Thresh, because having blue buff on a Thresh, but basically any other support, you kind of really care less about having a blue buff on.
No, Leona, you're not.
Ooh, wow, Kuro's.
And Kuro taking it now, and now they're just going to engage straight onto Liquid. They're not going to be able to actually get any damage on him at all. They just tried. Unstoppable Onslaught, I believe, was used in that fight, so that's a cooldown that's not up if IG wants to fight soon.
Yeah. Sorry. Liquid has been farming for a good part of the game, though. He does have his Blade, PD, and almost his last Whisper, I believe. Almost there. Poseidon going a little hard on Mashari and Hoihoi there, trying to catch him out with the Gragas ult.
Yeah, nothing doing from Poseidon thus far. He's trying to make these plays. We like to comment, or I like to comment anyways, on how when the losing team does try their best to get back into the game, and sometimes that doesn't happen. In this case, it certainly is. Industrious Gaming is not done. They want these kills on Bane. They want Gragas ults, and they want really good Amumu ults to try to cancel out the shockwaves.
One thing to note is that Industrious Gaming really hasn't had a fight that's, it's been a lot of pickoffs, a fight here and there, but really not a 5v5 get exactly what they want. I believe if they actually get a good Amumu ult off and maybe a good Hecarim ult onto the backline, they can actually maybe do something.
Here it is, that's a flash 4-man ult, but the only problem with this is that if Hoihoi can hit a good ult, that would do it. Slaking does have the ball. Nice shockwave, and that is going to get 3. Liquid drops right away. That's going to be followed up. That's a double kill for Kurosakai, a kill for Mashari, and a kill for Slaking. That could be the game with 4 members down. 30-second death time as the inhibitor is going down, and the Ohm Wrecker is still active for Mashari. If he wants to go use it, they could put some damage onto those towers. I guess he doesn't want to do that.
Yep. That was a very well done play by Breaking Bard there.
Yeah, I was actually just going to comment on something, and it proved my point. I was going to talk about how it doesn't really matter if they get a really good Amumu ult, because Hoihoi can just hit better Orianna ults.
Yeah, and that is something to comment on, because I think every single Orianna ult he has hit, except for, I would say, 3, I think there's 2 that he missed, have always been 3 to 4 man ults. And one is only because he was 1v1ing the Vayne, and another I think was in lane or something and he missed it or only grabbed one person. So either way, hitting 3 or 4, that's pretty nice.
A DC from Splash Brew?
Uh-oh,
Spaghetti-O. So I don't know if this is, yeah.
I don't know if a pause is coming out, but either way.
Well, there's a few people setting up over here by Baron.
Yeah, it looks like they either... I also want to take a quick note. If you look in the mini-map, there's 4 pink wards coming up from Breaking Bard. And the entire bottom side, or top side, side jungle is warded.
Trying to figure out who hasn't placed theirs, right?
Yeah. It's not Annie. There is Annie. No, Annie has hers.
Blaking has hers.
I'm gonna say Mashari, because I'm gonna pick on him. Definitely Mashari.
That's quite possible.
It's always his pink ward. He didn't even buy a ward. What's wards?
No, he's placed one.
No,
Lee Sin, Annie, Lucian, and Sion have all placed theirs. Orianna, I think, can get away with it. Doesn't really have room in the inventory.
Yeah,
considering she's buying so much AP.
Mid play style. Never buy
I don't
wards.
blame it. I don't blame him. And this is going to be Dragon number 5, by the way, only 31 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just not. They're just
setting up. They're setting up for the end game right here.
Yeah, I don't know what Industrious Gaming can do right now. They don't have an Amumu right now. Slaking and Hoihoi are just going to push top.
Ugh.
You know, Banner of Command might actually help Breaking Bard to stop
The wave clear.
from
Yeah.
Zimmerman Poseidon.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's
no,
Dragon
honestly.
5.
Yeah.
It's
that's...
active
Uh-oh.
for Breaking Bard.
It's just
They
wondering
can-
what lane. Oh yeah, it looks like they're just gonna group in the mid lane and end it right here.
And I think that's a very real possibility. Unless by some miracle, Liquid Swords, who has been doing, he's been really trying very hard, doing a pretty good job overall on Bane too. But if he can make by some miracle save the game, then that would be absolutely incredible for Industrious Gaming. If not, and I don't know, another good shockwave. That's hitting 2 members. Potato's gonna have to jump out. Poseidon is low. He's gonna have to get out. Simrim gets hit up. So Liquid is the only person who hasn't taken damage yet, but he's probably in trouble as well.
Yep. And these towers is gonna follow.
There
just
goes the
from
first
having
Nexus
extra
Tower.
damage.
Mashari jumping onto Simrim. Mashari actually kind of getting knocked back. He's actually going to go... He's not going to go down. Oh my gosh. He's getting healed and shielded all up. He
I
is
thought he
okay.
was dead.
Second Nexus Turret falls. That's going to be the Nexus. Breaking Bard may have lost their first game of the day, but they make up for it.
Yeah, and IG picked. You know, they tried. You know, they did this lane swap, trying to get this farm on the Vayne, but in the end, it just ended up with Orianna and a Hoi on this Orianna and Mashari back on his classic Lee Sin and really just taking advantage of the entire game by themselves. And I mean, Kuro Sky 908, I mean, 280 farm was even up Vayne on CS near the end. And I mean, it was a wow.
I think that's Breaking
Yeah.
Bard just showing what they're capable of as a team. I was actually more impressed by their defeat than I was by this victory here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, this victory is very convincing of showing that they're one of the best. I mean, they are the best team in the league at the moment. So
Anybody can take one game off anybody. It's a possibility. These things happen. I think once Breaking Bard gets into the best of 3 stage, they're only going to get better. They're a really cohesive unit. The guys work well together. So that's the type of team you want to see. Anyhow, folks, we are done with our game.